not the fastest, I'm not the smartest, but I'm really, really good at suffering. Good morning, guys. It is Friday 21st. How are you today? I want to talk to you about suffering today and getting better at suffering. Now, that might sound like a bit of an extreme statement, but if you can learn how to suffer better, as the Buddha would tell us, knowing that it is a natural state of life and that all life requires an element of suffering, you'll find yourself much more successful in certain elements of your life. Suffering can be thought of as something painful, but you've got to know that it's a process. And if you can get better at suffering, you'll have a direct correlation with how long you can persevere with something and how much success you can gain from it. Now, it's about knowing that suffering is a temporary process. It's about knowing that you can move through it and that it's not going to be there permanently. Think about it like when you stand at the edge of a lake and you look in the reflection of the lake and you see the clouds. Now, the clouds are in the sky, but as you look at the lake, you'll see them pass across the face of it. You know they're not part of the lake, they are simply a passing process, and that soon they will be gone. If you can appreciate that this is something that is passing you by, and it is a temporary process, you can get a lot better at being present in the suffering and taking the lessons from it. Now, there's a couple of ways I like to practice this, and I try and do it every single day. Two things for you to think about, put into place if you want to practice suffering and getting better at suffering. Number one, ice cold showers. Ice cold showers are an absolute godsend. Wim Hof, if you don't know who he is, Google him, YouTube him. It's a great way to safely introduce yourself to ice cold exposure through ice cold showers. This is a way of putting your body into a perceived state of suffering, but it's only for a set period of time. Whether you do it for 10 seconds, 30 seconds, I tend to go for 4 minutes. Get into the shower on it nice and warm, and then a few deep breaths, a few breathing exercises, and then kick it into the ice cold. Crank it all the way around to really, really cold, and then stay in it. This will cause a massive secretion of cortisol in the body. A lot of adrenaline will get secreted and you will feel as though you're suffering, but it's a way for you to enter into a state of high stress, and then knowing that it will pass, knowing that you are in control of it, knowing that you can step back from it, like our lake analogy, and observe yourself in that suffering and then see yourself come out of it. Number two is a idiot-proof exercise. Setting yourself 100 burpees. Just do 100 burpees. You can completely unplug mentally. You don't need to think about it. It's not a complex movement. And allow yourself to slowly move through that state of suffering. Again, knowing that you will come out the end of it and that you can control it. You don't need to be the fittest. You don't need to be the strongest. You don't need to be the fastest. You don't need to be the best at anything. If you can recognize a state of suffering and be comfortable sitting in that, knowing that it's not a permanent fixture in your life, you will find a greater level of success in lots of areas of your life. Give it a go. Hope you got something cool planned for the weekend. Hope you've taken something small nugget. Hope you're getting in that ice cold shower later on this morning, or you're going to hit that 100 burpees tonight. Nobody needs to know. Just give it a go. Hope you picked up a lesson learned from it. Please like or share the video, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.